of faith is disturbing.
Believe it.
What's going on, Geeks? You're listening to episode 443 of the Geeks Under Grace podcast. My name is Cody Armour. I'm here with Andrea Riccati
Hello.
and Jonathan Nichols.
What's up?
This week, we're geeking out about the console wars being back, baby. I mean, maybe, probably-ish.
Boo. Boo.
Arnold making every movie besides Terminator, and a possible Firefly reunion. And Fillion, I swear on my pretty pink bonnet, if you don't do this right. Floral bonnet. I messed it up again. Oh well.
Oh. Cut.
Yeah,
Reset.
do it again. It's the best line of that whole. You need to watch Firefly, Jonathan.
I know, I need to.
I felt bad for messing up my line, and so I just wanted to completely throw you under the bus by.
Traitor.
Oh my god, at least I seen it. It's so good.
It was so good they canceled it after one season. That's how good it was.
Yeah, just trust us. I promise it's not a total wash. What was it? Joke that you wouldn't get, but never mind. Okay. We'll get into the games that we've been playing today, or this week. I don't really have anything besides Fallout. I think I'm going to beat the game, which I've never done before. But I have Exo 1 armor, and I have a 10mm with bleed damage, wounding. So I think it's time.
Yeah. Then you got all of the DLC.
That's true. I haven't played any. I heard Far Harbor's really good.
It's amazing. In my opinion, it's better than the main game.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Fair enough. That's all I've been doing, game wise. What about you, Andrea?
As far as games go,
Yeah.
well, I just finished Persona 4 Golden last night, so
Nice.
I'm
You just started
I
that,
am
didn't you?
sad. Did I? I put over 100 hours into it.
Oh, okay. Maybe not then.
So, yeah, I've been playing it for a while and absolutely loved it. I think I like this one more than Persona 5, although I did love Persona 5 playing it last year. That was my first one. This one was so good, and I could talk about it forever, but I will not. That is for elsewhere. But I could go back and start a new game plus, but I think I'm going to give it a little break and return to Henry's story in Kingdom Come Deliverance because Henry needs me. He really needs me to help him with his revenge story. So I'm going to go help him out with that next.
Yeah, and you got to feed him. He gets quite hungry.
He does get quite hungry, yes. And I need to feed him. So I'll be doing that next. But I loved Persona 4 Golden and highly recommend it. Really great emotional story and very philosophical.
Nice.
I have
Jonathan,
been playing
Right.
Squad.
Yeah.
Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
That's perfect.
I've been playing Squad. I kind of been in a Milsim mood, and so I don't know if I've talked about Squad on here. So for those who don't know what it is a military simulation game that is an in-between Battlefield and Arma. So it's not as hardcore as Arma, but not as arcadey as Battlefield. So you'll spend, the maps are massive, like half a continent, and you'll still spend a good chunk of the time just digging holes and building trenches before or you may never see combat the whole match. But it's more fast paced. So yeah, they did some stuff to it, changed the way it plays. I quit playing it for a little bit, and then they kind of fixed it. So, I honestly, the community makes it, and so you just never know what you're gonna get into. I got into a server and we were playing. I think it was so you like pick different armies to fight each other, and then you end up playing as one of those. And I think we I don't know. Everyone just role plays. I can't remember what army it was, but my wife was in here trying to read a book, and she was laughing harder than I was at some of the stuff because I'm so used to it. But yeah, I can't play it on Twitch because people uh, say and do things that would get me banned on Twitch. But it's so funny. They take it a little too serious. But yeah, it's a good time.
That's fun. That sounds cool. All right, well, we'll get into the gaming news then. Kind of opposite sides of the spectrum here. Go ahead, Andrea.
So, the first article that we have is Sony apparently is doing something that we discussed a little bit earlier that seems to be on the bit of the shady side. They are reportedly testing dynamic pricing on the PlayStation Store. Apparently, this has been in the running since November of 2025, so a few months now, and is currently impacting over 150 games in 68 countries. Um, in case we don't really know what that basically means is you would think when you buy a game that you have a set market price for that game and you pay that price. But it's similar to what happened with Ticketmaster with the Oasis reunion, where they were accused of hiking the prices of high demand tickets. People who wanted to go to that reunion tour, they hiked up those prices so that they would get more money. And that required intervention from the UK government and new rules to prevent the resale of tickets for above the original cost. And Sony's kind of testing the waters with their own thing, where the prices don't are not the same across the board for all people. So basically, if you came across certain games, you might not be shown the same price as another user somewhere else. So it's not the same across the board. There are discounts, but they range in between 5 to 17%. Basically, it becomes more of a lottery kind of system where you either pay more or less depending on, I guess, where you're from, and, uh, I guess data collection might play a factor in there as well. So that is our first story. Any
Garbage
thoughts?
idea.
Yeah. I don't like this at all. It's very shady.
Uh, Super shady.
I- to
Mhm.
me, it's like like people should have a reward system. If you're buying their games, then like you should be rewarded for that, not have to pay full price while other people are getting a discount. I know they're not raising the price for people who are buying a lot of video games, but like if I don't buy a game ever, then I get a discount on it. But if I'm a loyal customer, then you're gonna be like, oh, he'll keep buying games.
Yeah, so when I first heard about this, I actually read about it on X, and this guy was like, I forgot what game it was, but it's a new one that just came out as co-op. And he's like, yeah, I went to go buy this game for me and my wife, and went to buy it on her account on her PlayStation, and had it on mine, and he had screen caps, and his was like $10 higher, still on sale, but it was $10 higher than hers. She got a bigger discount on the sale because he buys more games than her. And then more and more people were like talking about that, and they were posting screenshots of the same scenario. And I think that's maybe why they started talking about it. I think they got caught.
Mm,
As they should. I mean,
yeah.
especially with the high profile titles on PlayStation like God of War, Spider-Man, and even like those third-party games like Kingdom Come Deliverance 2 and Warhammer, like, people want to play those games and they'll they'll rig up those prices just so they can get more money at the expense of the player, depending on who's buying what title. And that's not fair. I mean, this makes me miss the days of physical media, just, you know what you're
Mhm.
paying for? Most of the games I have are physical copies, even some of the newer ones if I can get my hands on it, because that's the one price. I mean, sometimes it will go down, like, over time, but I'll try to buy physical if I'm able to. I would prefer that much more than whatever they're trying over here. I don't get it.
Yeah.
Um,
Doesn't make sense.
yeah, and I know in the past, like I've gotten ads, and it would be like, "Oh, this game is 19.99 on sale," and then I would click on it and it'd be like $60. I've had that happen a few times, and it's like, I guess it's like a new user discount, and I always thought that was kinda shady.
Mhm.
So, I've had that happen a couple times on, I think Xbox, but I don't know. It's I don't think this is happening in the US, right? Is that listed?
I don't know about
It's been tested in a number of countries, including Europe, the Middle East, Africa, and Latin America. The test has not been conducted in the US or in Japan due to alleged stricter regulation and higher market sensitivity.
Yeah.
So
oh, good.
I don't think us in the US here are affected as of yet, but
Mm.
Good.
wait and see.
Yeah.
Wait and see. You never know. It could happen.
It definitely gives all animals are equal. Some animals are more equal than others vibes.
Yes.
Hmm. Yep, that's crazy.
And
Oh,
the other piece of news we do have, um, is the opposite branch of the gaming world instead of PlayStation. We're moving on to Xbox and Microsoft, where the CEO of Microsoft, Satya Nadella, is reassuring the Xbox staff to commitment of gaming following Phil Spencer's exit. And in case you're out of the loop, Phil Spencer is retiring. There was a would-be successor, Sarah Bond, and unfortunately she is out. So Ashish Sharma has been drafted as the new Xbox CEO. So there's been a lot of shuffling in the staff and leadership for Xbox behind the scenes. And I'm sure that's probably created a lot of uncertainty in that community and for the people who work for Microsoft and for Xbox. So the CEO has come out to offer the Xbox staff words of reassurance that we support you, that Xbox is going to come back big and strong, and that we'll continue to invest and support you. So yeah, there's just been some shuffling and some changes behind the scenes, and the CEO is just coming out and, sharing his support of that. I mean, not just, as a CEO, but I'm sure he wants to be a good leader as well. Um, yeah, any thoughts about that?
I feel reassured.
is that for real?
No,
No.
not at all.
People can't
I
see
mean,
Jonathan's
like,
face, but that makes it not look confident.
yeah, is it lip service or are we gonna see some actions behind those words?
Yeah. I'd be better if it wasn't written by AI. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. um,
Well,
Call
speaking
back.
of, the article does mention AI here, because, uh, Xbox let's see, Seamus Blackley, who co-created Xbox and Microsoft, said that because Xbox is not a core part of Microsoft's all-encompassing AI push, it was potentially being sunsetted. So there might not be a lot of trust in between the Xbox team and Microsoft, even though they're technically one and the same, because Microsoft is getting a little bit warmer and friendlier with AI, and Xbox is not as much. So there could be that factoring in as well as far as that relationship going, and probably some mistrust between the 2.
Mhm.
Hmm.
I I don't know. I think Xbox it's one of those things I really don't think we're gonna be able to know until we see it. This
Exactly.
Project Helix sounds like a really good idea. Um, the new console being able to like do PC games and Xbox games. I It's like I don't know. Is Xbox gonna actually? They bought all these third party titles or publishers and licenses, and like, are they gonna do anything with them? Is it gonna matter? Uh, Yet to be seen. Um, I really don't know if the console matters to me that much. Like they had a Steam machine coming out, and if that plays Xbox, then that would have been the same thing. I'm really interested to see the price points on both of these consoles and like how they're going to perform, because they're kind of competing against each other for the same thing.
Mm.
Yeah, but if there's
Yeah, and
a big leadership, if there's a big leadership shuffle, then chances are they're gonna be slow and going to compete against PlayStation again. Like, they might not be as strong as they have been in the past because that strong leadership is gone.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, it doesn't have the Xbox 360 era leadership, and,
Mhm.
um, I've kinda said before that they really, really should be making a hybrid console anyway, and then Steam has been working on the Steam machine, and that's basically what that is. You can run it like a desktop, and, um, that allows you to I mean, you can browse the internet on it, you can do you can work on it, and, now some games won't run on Linux, and that's gonna run on Linux, so if they do a hybrid, this could actually hit the, kinda that niche area where someone doesn't wanna build a PC, but wants to have a gaming PC that still can run a lot of modern, uh, like, online games that have kernel level anti-cheat, 'cause I highly doubt that, Valve is going to put in a backdoor on the Steam machine for those kernel level anti cheats. So, which is a thing with the Steam Deck. So, certain games like Battlefield 6, as last time I checked, like a month or so ago, you couldn't actually play them because of the anti cheat. So, I know there's several others. So, I think would be a good in between, um, if it's powerful enough. It doesn't cost like 3 grand.
With the way things are now, who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a totally different world from what it was 20 years ago.
Mhm. Or even 7 years ago when these consoles, the last it's been 5 years since
That's
Yeah.
true.
PS5,
Yeah, that's
Xbox.
true.
I will say I don't expect these to come out for a while. So,
Yeah. What are we on for
I think the
PS5? When are the PS5 release? There's usually a 7-year gap between
2020.
PlayStation.
I think.
2020.
Okay. Yep. Because I was thinking it was the back end of the first year of COVID.
Yeah, it was launched November 12th, 2020.
I knew
Um,
someone that paid $1,200 for one.
that's wild.
Yeah,
I
they
bet
got it
you
on
start getting
eBay.
quite a few details in the next couple of years.
Yeah.
I think, thankfully, as technology progresses, you don't really need to have a new console every 7 years. So um, I'll kind of take that. If we can have a break, my PS5 is doing just fine. Um, as long as it doesn't. My PS4, I'm pretty sure I bricked it the other day. I updated it, and I don't think it'll turn on. I haven't checked it out since because I got frustrated of it being bricked at the moment. But even when it was on, it sounded like a jet engine. It was struggling real hard to live.
Yeah. That's that's a sad day.
Let me get into the movies though. I have not watched a movie.
I have not watched a movie either.
How
I
you,
did buy
Jonathan?
some
I
movies
did.
yesterday, but haven't seen any.
Ooh. What did you buy?
My brother and I bought some Criterion selections the Criterion titles. So we bought Network, we bought um no, I forgot what else we bought, but we bought some pretty well-known titles that we'll have to sit down and watch at some point.
Nice.
What did you watch, Jonathan?
I watched War Machine.
I
It's
didn't
a
know
new
Marvel
movie
made
on
that movie.
Netflix. Not that War Machine.
Oh, okay.
I mean, I feel like Alan Richardson. I mean, he's pretty much of a unit of a man. So, I guess you could count him as the War Machine. No, it's a good movie. It's basically follows this guy who was a mechanic in the military, and um, due to an event, he gets injured and then tries to um, basically apply for the U.S. Army Ranger selection. And so it's kind of about his journey, dealing with his past, but also a new threat arises. And so um, he has to face the demons of his past and become the person that his brother always said he could be. So trying to be very vague with it. But yeah, it's
Cool.
actually pretty good.
I like Alan Richardson, so
Um, it's really funny. So side note, I've been going back and reading the book Save the Cat, which is a screenwriting book, and it's basically like how to write scripts that sell. And this movie follows that pattern to a T.
oh, that's funny.
So it's very formulaic, but it's not bad. Like it's actually not the worst. Um,
Yeah,
it's like a 69% of Rotten Tomatoes. I would give it a 75%, but it's
that's
a
cool.
fun movie.
Neat. Well, what's going on in the movie news?
We got a Mario Galaxy Nintendo Direct on March 9th, not Mario Day.
Such a weird call.
Such a weird call. It's Nintendo. But
What if
yeah,
tomorrow they announce Mario game?
that would be amazing.
It's not Mario
What if they announce
Titans.
a Zelda game tomorrow?
Mario Titans is an AI thing that I totally fell for
Yeah.
today.
Well, yeah. That's an unfortunate sign of the
Yeah.
boomer.
I'm really AI illiterate, and it bugs me a lot.
Yeah.
um yeah, so we got a new trailer. It looks good. I believe Yoshi is voiced by Donald Glover, which really took me by a loop, or took me for a
Oh,
loop.
cool. As long as he only says
I think
Yoshi.
yeah, I think that guy is doing cartwheels right now.
Yeah.
We love Donald.
But I think it looks good. I don't really have much to add to that. Did you guys get to watch it? The trailer?
Yes.
I have not yet, but I'm still very much looking forward to it because I love how colorful and vibrant it looks.
Yeah. I'm very
Yeah.
interested in the canon of this. I know it's weird, but there is I can't remember his name. He's a giant lizard thing, and he's in the trailer. He was in a poster that was released a couple days ago too. But he was Super Mario Bros. 2, and
Okay.
big spoilers from a game from like the 80s. But Super Mario Bros. 2 is a dream.
Oh my gosh.
Oh.
Yeah, and so really strange that they've taken the character from Birdo's in it too.
Mm.
Birdo's been in a lot of different things and is also from a dream from the same game. Birdo is like the
Hmm.
pink Yoshi thing. Uh, but very interesting choices. I'm curious if they'll like tie that in story wise, or if they're just like, no, these characters are things that we own, so we wanted to use them, and that's why we're using them.
That's yeah. They may treat it as its own canon,
Yeah,
but
that would make a little
yeah.
sense. I don't know if Mario really has a canon at this point, but like game
It's
wise,
never too late. Yeah, it's never too late to start one.
yeah,
And tell it to the studio for Zelda.
right.
I
Oh
think they're still
my
trying to get the canon
gosh.
figured out.
Like
That's going to be
Super Mario Bros.
fun.
3 was a play as well. It wasn't a real game.
Yeah.
That was a little more like obvious though.
I forgot about that. It's been a long time, 15 years maybe, since I played through Super Mario 3.
Super Mario 3,
But
yeah, it opens up
yeah,
on a stage.
yeah.
Have you ever beaten
I
Super Mario Bros. 2?
No, I haven't.
Well, sorry to spoil it for you, but
No,
uh,
it's fine.
it's all happening and you win, and then if I remember correctly, Peach like kisses him on the cheek, but I can't remember for sure. That might be Super Mario Bros. World, because I know that definitely happens in Super Mario Bros. World. Um, but I'm pretty sure she kisses Mario on the cheek, and then the like it zooms out, and you're in this little cloud thing, like a thought bubble, and Mario is like tucked in bed sleeping, and it was all a dream.
That's funny.
It's also not Super Mario Bros. 2. A lot of people know this, but Super Mario Bros. 2 is actually like a totally different game in Japan with totally different characters. And the reason we didn't get Super Mario Bros. The actual Super Mario Bros. 2 is because it was too difficult for American audiences. And if you ever play Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels, that is Japan Super Mario Bros. 2.
Oh, interesting. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Uh, speaking of dreaming, someone pinched me because apparently Arnold is making all the movies again, and we actually have been asleep this whole time, and it's actually 1989.
Sweet. I love
Um,
Rambo. I had to get it in there. I
you guys could
I
see it, but I just
genuinely said that earlier. Not that specifically, but it's one of those like Rainbow's not Arnold's story. Oh yeah,
yeah.
Sylvester Stallone.
So you didn't see the look. You can't see the look I gave Cody,
And
but
they literally
it was a
hated each
mix.
other back then, didn't they?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, I think they've gotten over it now.
Yeah, they're good friends now,
Yeah,
allegedly.
yeah.
Until someone calls Arnold Schwarzenegger Rambo in front of Sylvester Stallone.
I think if I don't remember where I read that at. They were literally in the gym one time, and they like got in a fight at the gym because they were like trying to outwork each other. I don't know if that's anything that's true or not. That might just be headcanon of how it went down in my head. But anyways, sorry, I got you off track.
Yeah, so Schwarzenegger teased Conan 3, Commando 2, and a new Predator movie. We're living in a simulation. This is actually a big dream, and it's the 1980s still. So,
Old Man Conan is a really interesting concept.
yeah, I think it's a nice idea. Nice send off.
Yeah, I think you sold me on it because at first I just imagined Conan like running around, just you know, all
Yeah.
geriatric trying to defeat people. But I guess if it's like an
Hey,
old man Logan in the
it
sense of
could
he's got a
work.
mentor.
Yeah, it could work. We could do an old man Logan, approach. It could work.
Yeah, if he's like teaching someone the next,
And
king or whatever.
it's like, yeah, and it's like an introspective look at his life, and he's like, you know, maybe a little gloomy and cynical, and
Yeah.
has to take this person across the lands, and you know, uh, wait a minute.
They got him in like a wheelbarrow.
Oh no, this
Part of
this
your training.
young this young female he rescues, and he has to take her across the land to the north, across the border to get away from the bad guys, and he's aging and his
Wait,
powers are fading. And wait a minute, this Logan.
wait. This
Powers are
sounds
Uh,
this sounds very familiar.
uh, it's also the plot of The Last of Us, but
Yes, it
we're
is.
not.
Yeah, that's true. That's so funny.
Um, I think I don't know. I'm
It could work.
hopeful.
I'm more
Yeah.
interested in this Predator movie
Mhm.
because I've been on a Predator kick, and the director of Badlands, what was his name?
Oh, I never could pronounce his last name right.
He's been on a kick.
Dan.
He's
Yes.
making good Predator movies.
Where does he go? Where does his name go? Uh, I can't find. Dan
Well,
Trachtenberg.
I was
I
like
think is
that
how
guy.
you say his last name. Yeah.
I will say I don't want to give too much away from that animated anthology, but it will be interesting because I'm pretty sure that is going to be canon to this like new Predator world that they're kind of building. Um, it'll be interesting to see how they utilize Arnold Schwarzenegger's character because of the implications of that movie. I won't give anything else away. I'm going to try to be as vague as possible there, but
Yeah. I'm curious. Um, I mean, he's pushing 80, but he still gets around pretty good. Like he still lifts weights and
yeah, I saw
lifts
him
more than I
at.
do. And
I didn't know there was like an Arnold con, but there's basically like a convention. Um,
yeah, I heard about that.
and he was doing all these different exercises, like testing out machines and stuff at the convention. It's cool.
It's cool. I'm glad to see he's still getting around and doing stuff.
Yeah, it
Oh,
could be like another Chuck Norris situation. I mean, that guy is almost in his 90s and he's still around too.
yeah, his Expendables, uh, whatever it was called, cameo role
Yeah.
was amazing.
I thought they were gonna do another one, but Expendables, but I guess not.
I mean, why not at this point? Have them all in wheelchairs. It's a mission, but it's at the nursing home.
Again,
So
gotta
a
gotta get
nurse
the
took
fig
away the
pudding.
applesauce, and so they're on a mission to get the applesauce. Gets out of hand. They end up having to go to the applesauce factory. Anyways,
On a quest to keep themselves regular.
yeah.
Yeah,
Fun,
but that's it for the movie news.
cool. Well, we'll get into TV then. I am on season 3 now of The Chosen. I thought the finale of season 2 into the first episode of season 3 was really funny. And just because it's the Sermon on the Mount, and so you know these stories, but they did
Mhm.
all this lead up for the whole season, and then they left the Sermon on the Mount for season 3, and it was like okay, like
Oh, that bugs me.
yeah, I was like, I know you don't have a lot of cliffhangers going. I would have been really annoyed if I had been watching this like as it came out. Being able to just switch to the next episode made it okay, but yeah, I would have been so frustrated. Especially since you could have ended with the sermon and then it really opened up for the next season if they wanted to.
Yeah.
Um, but it's really cool. They have introduced Judas at this point.
Oh no.
Yeah, but it's like he's so excited, to join. Are you okay, Jonathan?
No, I'm drowning myself. My water bottle.
Um, I couldn't tell if you were choking or if you were laughing. I said Judas.
No, I was I was trying not to cough, like make
Yeah.
a scene. I didn't want to interrupt
Um,
you.
but no, so Judas he's so excited to join the team and like be a part of this, be a part of like changing the world, and so it'll be really interesting to kind of see like how he gets to where he gets to. Act like it's some big spoiler. um, Spoiler for what's the year cutoff for a spoiler is it
Every with
2,000-year-old
2,000
book?
years.
It's been 2,000 years, Cody. If they haven't read the book by now, it's their fault.
Yeah. Maybe you should be reading your Bible. Uh,
Yeah.
it's funny to like, yeah. I'm thinking of the show in a way of like, oh, I don't want to spoil anything, but yeah. No, to see how excited he is now, and then to get to that betrayal and uh, see that path will be really interesting. But what I really love is the way that they're portraying Jesus in all of this. Um, Jesus knows, everything's going to be happening to him, and he's like planning for it. And you can see just through the whole last season 2, and I've only watched the first of season 1 or season 3. He's like, really chewing on what he's going to have to go through, and so when he meets Judas, uh, there's just something in his eyes and the way that he's acting that's like, oh, I'm going to let you into this group and be a part of this, even knowing what you're going to do. Like he has to, it's part of the plan and part of the will of God. And it's like, so it's really good acting. It's just really cool to see. um I've never thought about that before, but like, yeah, Jesus knew um
Yeah.
that Judas was going to do it. He let him in anyways. Is pretty wild. um
Hmm.
but anyways, not turning this into a Bible study. This show's just really good.
I feel like it's like I mean, obviously I feel like it's where they're hinting at, but it's like a really deep theological study you could do on people that um maybe join a church or get involved, or maybe they're newly saved and then they're very very excited, they have all this energy, and then something happens.
Yeah.
And so I don't know if I haven't watched the show, but I'm curious to see how they do show his progress into betraying Jesus.
Yeah. I'm curious as well. That'll be. I'm also really. They haven't done the crucifixion yet at all, and so I'm wondering if they'll like do a passion, situation. Or
Well,
if
that's gonna be a huge thing, I'm sure. Like, if it's the crucifixion, that's gotta be a theater thing.
yeah, I don't know because the
Hmm.
show really isn't about Jesus; it's about the disciples. I think they did that really intelligently because then they don't have to worry about like, um, accidental blasphemy. um,
Right.
they can take all these fictional detours with the um, the disciples, and they don't deviate too much or try not to deviate too much away from um, Jesus and like getting that right. And so I really wonder how much of their crucifixion story will be about Jesus, or if it'll be like what's happening with the disciples as it's happening, and really focus on that.
Hmm.
Um, which would be a story that we haven't really seen in movies or TV. So that's another thing too, is like we have the Passion of Christ that's really detailed, and it's like, do you retread that, or do you try to do something different? I don't know.
Yeah, that's like a really, really good question. I pulled up an article and it's gonna take a while before that season debuts.
Yeah,
Let's see.
it's season 6, and we're
Yeah,
in season 5, I think, right now.
yeah. I think they said I think I think late 2026, early 2027. And then I think they're doing I actually think they're doing a movie for the crucifixion. That's what this says.
Oh, okay, that
I
makes
think that's
sense.
what they're doing.
Yeah, I mean that makes sense.
Yeah, feature length presentation will hit the big screen.
Huh.
Hmm.
Gonna be interesting. Anyways, that's what I've been watching. um, Andrea, what have you been watching this week?
I did finish the Knights of the Seven Kingdoms, so
Ooh.
Yeah.
that was fun, especially since I'm going back to Kingdom Come Deliverance 2. I mean, Dunk and Henry are very, very similar characters, I've noticed, as far as personality
Okay.
goes and
Hmm.
motivation. So, actually very appropriate. I liked the smaller story that this presented as in comparison to Game of Thrones, and I hadn't seen the other series yet, but I really liked this one. I liked how smaller and more character driven it felt, more
Yeah.
focused, and it was funny in certain points. It had a sense of humor that Game of Thrones was just it had humor, but this one kind of felt meta at times, if that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. It's like, so I've read I haven't read the Duncan Egg books yet, but um I've read other people talk about them, and it seems like the theme, like recurring theme in the books, is like because of where it's at in the timeline, it's trying to be a little bit more lighthearted than to set up what's going to happen later. And so I don't know. I enjoyed it. I think for the same
I really
reasons.
Yeah, I really enjoyed it too. So that's all I watched as far as shows go this week, and highly recommend it, especially if you're uh, a Game of Thrones fan. I guess in comparison to Game of Thrones, there's not really a fantasy bent to it, aside from the world building. So like, not really any dragons or anything like that, because of where it happens in the timeline and stuff. But still really fun if you like knights and that kind of thing.
Also, I'm really proud of this one, so I'm going to plug our Instagram posts that we've been doing.
Yeah, I saw
Haha.
that.
Um, I haven't actually watched the show, so I made the Instagram post, if anyone's wondering.
You're gonna
Um,
have to watch it now.
yeah, I need to watch it.
Hmm.
But I actually took your insights, Jonathan, and made that post. From
Oh, well, I feel special.
yeah.
Um,
Um,
it is
our
a
Instagram's
very good
going off.
show.
Check out our Instagram.
Cody's making all the memes now.
Yeah, they're all memes.
No, it is really good. The Instagram's good. That's what I meant. Show's good too.
Yeah, they're both good. Um, yeah, we're doing like a whole different thing with our Instagram. We haven't really talked about that on the podcast at all, but social media in general. We've posted them on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok. Hopefully, we'll kind of diversify what exactly we are doing content wise. But they're basically um, like little magazine esque looking like graphics, and then underneath of them is usually like a longer caption. The longer captions are kind of these like introspective, philosophical, intellectual thoughts on the uh, media, and so they're neat. It's better than when we're doing nothing for a long time or just literally copy pasting the link to the website articles. So I'm really excited about them.
Yeah. And the handle is just Geeks Under Grace, right?
Yeah.
Just Geeks Under Grace, no space.
Yep. At Geeks Under Grace.
I haven't been watching anything super cool. Still working my way through Seinfeld. Took a long break. So I think we're at season 7.
I haven't watched Seinfeld in so long. Funny show though.
I
It's a
think
funny
for me,
show.
it works best in smaller doses, like, you know, instead of binging it.
We tried to binge it and then we got so burnt out because you get so mad at some of their stuff they do. So,
I forgot.
yeah.
I watched another show, Scrubs, the reunion, and it is phenomenal.
I have
Um,
not seen Scrubs yet.
Oh, Scrubs is so good. It's so funny because it came out at the time that like ER was happening, and then Grey's Anatomy I think started coming out like towards the end of Scrubs' lifespan. But Scrubs is like kind of a parody of those shows in a way, but it does so in this like really like I guess tasteful. I don't know. It's really funny and has this really dumb, stupid humor. But then it always ends on kind of like a life lesson or a just really sad note, and so you're laughing the whole time. The Ranch does this a lot. If you ever watch The Ranch on Netflix, it's always like really funny sitcom esque, and then ends with like a really sad thing happening. Um, and so it's really good. It's very much JD, the main character, back in his elements. And I also realized how much of my personality. So if anyone wants to get to know me, watch a little bit of Scrubs. Is JD, including the inner monologue. I probably don't picture things as clearly as he does because it literally jumps to different scenes when he's picturing things. Um,
That's funny.
but yeah, I've been told throughout my whole life I can be a bit flamboyant from time to time, and I have a feeling that that probably is the fault of JD, John Dorian, Doctor John Dorian. Um, yeah, had no idea. Him and Malcolm in the Middle just formed my life.
Shaped Cody.
Yeah. Uh, so go watch it. It's good. I would. I don't think you need to have watched the old show to enjoy the reunion, but I mean, why not watch the old show? It's still really good. And that's all I've been watching. We'll get into the TV news. The Boys has a season finale trailer. Homelander's in the White House. Um, Probably not recommended for our general audience, I would say.
Mm-mm.
The whole show, for those who don't know what it is, superhero show, built completely around like shock factor, try to make you as shocked as possible, in like some of the darkest ways possible. So um, I don't know. I don't have much more to say. There's that. And there's a supernatural reunion that's happening in the show, which I think is a really weird choice.
Yeah. That's a very weird choice.
But um, won't dwell too much on that. We have Nathan Fillion teasing a Firefly reunion. He's going door to door of the cast and telling them that they're asking them if they're ready, and they say yes. We won't know what that is until March 15th.
Firefly, what's that?
I swear on my notes. Pretty floral on it.
If you don't
uh,
know, find out. You're missing out if you don't know.
yeah. Uh,
That sounded like a threat.
It is a threat. It is because everybody should see it at least once in their lives.
it arguably has the best Christian character of any show ever made.
Hmm.
There is what's her name? The girl, the doctor's sister,
River?
River. River is going through a Bible, and she is ripping whole pages out and scribbling things out. And she's uh, Shepherd. He's called Shepherd. He's a preacher in the show. He goes, "What are you doing?" And she's like, "Well, there's inconsistencies all over. I'm trying to fix the Bible." And he goes, "You don't fix the Bible, River. It fixes you." And it's so good.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
but he
cool.
passed away though,
I know.
the actor. And
Who?
sorry, spoilers, but and the movie too. Sorry.
Ooh,
I
ooh.
I would hope that they bring some kind of character back in to
I do
keep a spirit
believe
alive.
in the show. I do believe in the show they mentioned that he's part of a like a priesthood or a community of shepherds. So like there could be another shepherd that could come by.
Yeah, that'd be awesome. If we get a reunion show, we don't know what this is. It could be. It's not a
Yeah,
podcast or a convention. It's something bigger than that. But it could be a comic book. It could be a book reading. I don't.
it
I
could
don't
be
know.
it could be a massive disappointment.
It could be like a Harry Potter reunion
Behind
kind of thing where they do
glass.
like a documentary style. Um, I think all of those
But
would
they're
be really
teasing
dumb
something
choices.
big. Yeah, they're teasing something big because it has Nathan going up to each of the cast members and like hinting at like we're really doing this, and Nathan's like, "Yeah, we're really doing it." And we're like, what are we really doing? What is it, Nathan?"
Yeah. Hey, Jonathan.
Hmm?
How do you clean a reaver spear?
I don't know, Cody. How do you clean it?
You run it through the wash. I promise you that's really funny.
That's funny.
It's very rude of me. Someone listening is upset with me right now.
Yeah. Oh gosh, that took me a moment. No, I'm sad.
um. Anyways, okay. We'll find out March 15th. So maybe we'll, if it's big enough, we'll talk about it on the podcast next week. And then our big trailer for the week was the Lanterns trailer. I just realized it's not Green Lanterns; it's Lanterns.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's just
they
lanterns.
It's cool in
dropped the
itself.
green.
Yeah, which there are a lot of different
Could it
lanterns
be?
out there.
Yeah. Could it
I
be?
think everyone freaking out about his outfit. We don't see the outfit activated. Like it's just sitting there in the closet. It's a little brown, but like maybe that's his daily wear, and then when he like goes super powered, it does something. Like I can't expect it to be neon green all the time.
Yeah. I have a theory. Always have theories. So in the comics run from the 70s, maybe late 70s, the Green Lantern costumes, they weren't constructs. I think in the newer canon, they're all constructs, which is kind of a funny thought that if they lose focus, they're just naked.
Yeah.
So it's a little weird. I've always thought that was a little weird. But one of the ideas is like maybe the suit we see in the trailer is just because it's been on Earth and been through like the atmosphere. It's got all this like UV radiation hitting it, like it just really faded. But
Okay.
then, yeah, when he like transforms, it like rejuvenates.
Yeah, I could see that. I think it'll look, especially after everyone's been screaming about it. I'm sure someone on the seat like seems like we need to CGI this ASAP. Uh, I I don't know. I really liked the. This is gonna be such a like deep cut, but there's a run of the Green Lantern comics that does Hal Jordan's origin story, and in it he's in his jet plane, and I think he's in the jet plane. They've given him the Green Lantern role. He leaves the ring in the locker room. I'm trying to think of how this goes. He leaves like in his locker, and then he goes and flies his jet. And Sinestro, which I know is a villain, but in this he's a Green Lantern. Um, Again, you gotta read the origins of all this stuff. Sinestro used to be a Green Lantern. Is training him, and so he basically like destroys the plane or kicks him out of the plane. I can't remember how. And then he like throws the ring at him and is like, "Don't forget your ring." Um, and so then he's got to like save himself, and it's like him learning. And so in the trailer, when he's puts it on the dash and then jumps out of the car, it's a very similar uh, situation that I was thought was
Yeah.
really cool nod. Also the Guy Gardner thing. I figure you want to mention that.
Oh yeah, yeah. So in the trailer, they're talking in the car, and John Stewart's like, don't you talk to any of the other Green Lanterns?" And he's like, Hal Jordan's like, "What do you mean? I'm like the only human," or something like that. And it's like, but we got Guy Gardner, who we just saw in Superman.
Yeah.
But then
Dun dun dun.
we learned that Guy Gardner is actually half alien, and I think it's like Valdirian is the race. So when I first brought this up, Cody did the whole glasses push,
Yes. I was like, well,
and so
actually.
well, actually, um, um,
You gotta do
guys,
the whole. You gotta do there's like a sniff in there too. The
yeah, actually, um, I'm trying to make sure I said this right. Voldarian. Oh, take my nerd card away.
is
It's
he
taken.
is it Viltrumite?
Vol. Oh no, have to earn it back. Yeah, Voldarian.
Is Vulcan?
Yeah, sure.
I don't know any other alien races.
uh, I think it's also hilarious. I think this happened in the '90s. That change. So yeah, I think that's kind of the lore they're going with.
Mhm.
Um, is the fact that he's not actually human, and so or he's
Oh
half
wow.
human, which
I
would
think too
explain the
another
haircut.
thing that people are really bugged about with this is that it's not very alien. It's not very space galaxy. Uh, I
Hmm.
think we need to remember that Supergirl is coming out pretty soon, and so that's going to scratch that itch. And I'm sure they don't want to have everything be in space. But also, it's
Yeah,
exactly what they were promising, which was just like buddy cop, true detective stuff.
yeah. Okay, here's my theory. I think we see some villain-like characters, and I think they're aliens, and I think it's gonna be
Yeah, for
probably
sure.
first half of the season. It's like, oh yeah, here's this crime mystery, and it's very grounded, and then it's just gonna flip, and then the last half will be the space alien, and we'll see a bunch of lanterns.
Mhm. Yeah, I'm thinking almost like like a Men in Black, but they're like the Green Lantern. They are kind of these like space cops. So I think it'd be kind of a Men in Black situation of like, oh, there are these aliens that are like, looking like humans, and um,
Hmm.
they're discovering the truth and doing detective work. I think it'd be really cool. I also think it's a really good place to start. That's another problem I think people are thinking about, especially going back to the suits too. Is like you want the suits to be kind of plain so that you can kind of grow into something. I know it's really cliche at
Yeah.
this point, and they're like, oh man, I hate waiting a whole season to finally get the outfit. Um, but like without that, you don't really have anywhere to go. So at least they're giving us
Hmm.
some kind of outfit, and we'll get upgrades as we go.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. Um, I don't know. Also, I think that shot with the suit, I think you get there's more like there's like garment bags hanging up, and so there could be more suits too. They're just like
Mm,
holding off on the reveal.
didn't think about that. Andre, do you have any thoughts?
I think I was just a little shocked by, I guess, the maturity of it. Um,
Mm,
but I am looking forward to it. I'll be honest, I'm not as familiar with it as some other stories, but it's something that I could be interested in. I hope it's good. I hope. Who's behind it as far as like directors and stuff?
oh, I don't remember.
I can't remember his name, but he wrote the Watchmen series for HBO.
Okay. That's
Oh, okay. So it possibly could be good. I hope. Was that a good
Damon
one?
Lindelof.
cool.
Yeah, I've heard it. It's good. I haven't watched it.
Yeah, I didn't see it
Ooh.
either. I think my biggest complaint, and maybe we can still do this, is I mentioned Sinestro and he was a Green Lantern, and then he leaves the Corps, and joins like the Yellow Lanterns, and they're all about fear. Um, and I think that story is good enough to have like a low key, uh, like tier villain where you really love this villain, you really want the redemption of that villain. Um, and Hal
Hmm.
Jordan being so old in this, I mean they can work their way around it, but I think that they'll probably just kind of ignore that narrative, and it's a really missed
Yeah,
opportunity.
I think this is the oldest I've ever seen Hal, to be honest. I'm so used to him seeing how he is in Justice League and Justice League
Mhm.
Unlimited growing up, more on the younger side. I think in that one, John probably was a little bit older. Um, so it's a little strange to see vice versa. But I'll be
Yeah,
honest,
for
I'm
sure.
not as familiar with lanterns as much as some other uh and it's been tried before. I know with Ryan Reynolds and stuff, like, it's been tried,
Mm.
so I'm glad they're giving it, another go around again.
Yeah,
Um, sorry, didn't mean to cut you off.
very good.
I was gonna say he was a showrunner for Lost.
Uh,
Um,
Oh, okay.
he
it's very detective-y.
what? Yeah, he was a showrunner on The Leftovers. Um, of course, he was the showrunner of Watchmen. Um, and then a new series called The Chain, and of course Lanterns. So he's been in a lot of other stuff, but mainly as a producer.
I'm not super versed in Green Lantern. I watched the Ryan Reynolds version and I liked it. And my friend of mine said, "You're wrong. Here is this graphic novel." And I read the graphic novel and I said, "I'm wrong. I'm sorry." Uh,
He also wrote an episode of Phineas and Ferb.
Oh, wow, that's so
random.
random.
I hope it had to do with Perry the Platypus. Um,
I I'm wondering what episode it is now.
yeah. Um, well, we'll end the podcast there then. Possibly. You guys geeking out about anything else this week? Forgot to ask.
No, I don't think so.
No, no, I'm not, which is weird because usually there's something, but the last couple of weeks just haven't been geeking
We've
out
been
about
busy.
anything.
Well,
Been busy.
then yes, we will end the podcast there. Andrea, where can they find you?
You can find me in the Discord at Geeks Under Grace and also on Instagram under Andrea Riccati. So come and say hi.
And Jonathan.
Oh yeah, you can find me on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube under at Different Lens Media, and occasionally I do stream on Twitch under Sergeant Rock 1125.
And you can find me on Instagram at Cody Armour. Keep gaming, keep praying, and God bless.